this heavy police presence.
How are you? Good.
How about in there? It looks like about 200 people were in there.
Really?
Yeah. Were you there at the start of the month?
Yeah, I just late because I just took pictures of the cops. SQ is there and the whole
Bon. You're live with Concordia University Television. We're here at the corner of Cartier in Ontario. Come up. We're here at the corner of Cartier in Ontario. Get these dickheads. We're here at the corner of Cartier in Ontario. The police have already kettled a number of people from the looks of it. And they're now lining up to do something or other. Just move back a bit. Okay. Police seem to be grouping for some sort of move up the street. We come from your window. Cool. So, how do we get in? Yeah, can we film from there? No? Wow. I'm hardwired. Give it 10 seconds.
So for those of you who may have missed, like just joining us, we're now on the corner of Devillon and Ontario. The riot police have kettled the Mayday protest on the corner of Papineau in Ontario because of the regulament's P6 and itinerary was not given, and so there were roughly 100 to 200 people kettled on the corner of Papineau in Ontario. The rest of us, as you can see, are being pushed back towards Devillon. So there was no criminal activity, there was no graffiti, and after the announcement that the protest was illegal, the crowd did take the street and proceeded to walk towards Papineau, at which point they were immediately kettled. Donc, pour ceux parmi vous qui ont peut-être manqué le début, vous écoutez la manifestation anticapitaliste du 1er mai avec CUTV en direct. La manifestation est partie du parc de Faubourg à 6 heures. Elle a été déclarée illégale avant de prendre la rue. Et donc, à partir du coin derrière Ontario, descendré plus tard, donc à Papineau et Ontario, la foule a été prise en judiciaire. Donc, à peu près 100 et 200 personnes au coin de Papineau et Ontario sont prises en judiciaire présentement envers le code municipal PC. L'année passée, c'était la même chose. L'année passée, il y avait 447 personnes qui ont été arrêtées. CUTV inclus. Donc, l'année passée, c'était une souricière de 4 à 5 heures suivie par les menottes, les tie-ups et toute la foule stationnée sur les autobus de la SPVM. La plupart ont été relâchés à 3 heures le lendemain matin, donc après 8 à 9 heures avec la police. Et donner des tickets de contravention de 647 $. Donc cette année, ça va peut-être ressembler à ça, mais en moins grand nombre. Comme je vous l'ai dit, l'année passée, il y avait à peu près 447 personnes. Pour l'instant, dans la souricière qu'on voit, il y avait seulement 200 maximum.
Come on. Move on, run. Hey, that guy in the red fucking hat, I want him. Close. The military policeman.
So here at the Montreal May Day protest, once again we were able to walk for about a minute until about 200 people were trapped in a kettle. The police pushed the rest of the protesters back, and now we are on the corner of Ontario and Bordeaux. And once again we're here at the May Day protest. May Day, which is a celebration of laborers and working class. And the working classes had its origin in Montreal in the early 1900s, where there was a textile industry boom. And like that? Cool. So there was a textile industry boom in Montreal, and the Jewish community was here to get work. And in the Jewish community, traditionally they were used to May Day being organized by anarchists. And with the help of the mutual aid group who got the support of the Anglophone community, the Francophone community, and managed to organize Montreal's quote-unquote first May Day protest. Again, we're here at the May Day protest in Montreal, on the corner of Ontario and Bordeaux. The protesters were able to walk west on Ontario for about 2 or 3 minutes until they were stopped and caught in a kettle by the police. There are still several people gathered here at Parc des Faubourgs. There's a heavy police presence, the SPVM is present, police. And unfortunately, the march is not able to continue for longer than a couple minutes. Le 29 avril, la classe, donc la convergence des anticapitalistes, la convergence des groupes anticapitalistes, le 29 avril a eu point de presse. Catherine Tremblay, co-porte-parole pour la classe, a dit on va partir à 6 heures du Parc des Faubourgs pour Ontario et de Lorigny, on va se rendre à la place Ville-Marie. Donc c'est pour ça le point de rencontre est dit. Là où se trouve l'argent que nos gouvernements refusent d'aller chercher. Donc ça, c'est les paroles de Catherine Tremblay, porte-parole de la classe. En réponse de cela, Daniel Lacourrière de la SPVM a dit que cette annonce publique est insuffisante puisque l'incident doit être approuvé par les policiers. Juste une unité comme ça, ce n'est pas assez. So the class did hold a press conference, the convergence of anti-capitalist struggle, on the 29th of April. And they told everybody where they were going to meet and what place they were trying to go to. And in response, the representative of the police said that this did not suffice in terms of providing an itinerary. And less than 24 hours before the march, it was declared illegal. So CUTV regrets not being able to bring you closer images, but we were pushed back by light police, so we're trying to avoid the arrest that we were part of last year. So we'll try and advance as possible. Donc, désolé de pouvoir nous donner des images plus claires, plus près de ce qui se passe finalement. On a été repoussé par la police anti-émeute, et donc on a fait décider une arrestation au pire. The police mentioned that this protest is illegal under bylaw P6 because we did not figure out how we can give the itinerary, and this protest was officially declared illegal for the second time. So although the protest has just been declared illegal for the second time, as Esther has said, the protest has always been come to an end. They've in fact encircled the protesters, as I said, at the corner popular in Ontario, and what's left are mostly media and some supporters who, just were bystanders. So I guess the message is directed towards the people kind of, staying around, watching what's going on, but there's no protest actually happening right now. It's been clear. But it seems like they just want people to clear the area in general. So the police, there's now 2 lines of police who have advanced on the bystanders of the protest that are donc, ce que vous avez entendu, c'est une deuxième annonce de la part de la SPVM qui nous a dit encore que la manifestation est déclarée légale. Par contre, la manifestation en tant que telle a déjà été bien encadrée, sont en territoire présentement au point papier en Ontario. Donc, il n'est pas très clair quelle manifestation font référence cette fois-ci. On peut seulement deviner qu'ils font référence à ceux qui sont dans le parc présentement, dans plusieurs médias. Mais comme je vous dis, il y a des gens qui sont dans le parc, mais ce n'est pas une manifestation. Mais comme vous voyez, ils vont rentrer dans le parc et procèdent à répéter, à disperser les gens. Donc, ils vident tranquillement le parc, incluant les médias de masse et alternatifs. So the police are now pushing people back out of Park Beauvoir, including members of the press. Some are getting through, others are being pushed back or moving into the street as the rest of the citizens get pushed back. So the kettle is still happening, as happened in Ontario. As I say, how many have got caught inside it. Again, there were no criminal acts against anyone. The march, proceeded 2 street corners and then were circled. It's interesting to point out that although an itinerary wasn't given and therefore was illegal because of the future, so in fact many protests didn't really know same incidents, same circumstances. So there was Earth Day, there was the protest on Women's Day as well as on March 7th, and many, many more, where the itinerary was not provided. And although the march was declared illegal because of it, they were permitted to take the street. So, the same commission and different recourse. Donc, c'est important de mentionner qu'il y a plusieurs manifestations qui ont eu lieu cette année, qui n'ont pas fourni leur itinéraire aux polices, et donc ont été déclarés en vertu de le règlement municipal spécifique, mais ils ont été quand même capables de prendre la rue. Donc, des manifestations comme le 7 mars, le 8 mars, la journée de la terre, tous ceux ont eu le droit de prendre la rue, même sans avoir donné d'itinéraire. Donc, on peut voir comment la police décide de manière très arbitraire qui peut prendre la rue et qui peut pas prendre la rue. Et utilise le règlement spécifique comme le fait, mais quand ils l'utilisent pas de la même manière pour tout le monde, ça se voit justement que c'est quelque chose qui manque de légitimité. So, with examples like this, it becomes more and more clear that the police are deciding arbitrarily which protests can take the street and which can't. They use P6 to enforce, they decide to enforce P6 for some protests and not others. Protests that are under the same conditions. So there were many protests this year who did not give itineraries that were therefore illegal and that took the streets anyway. This clearly is not one of them.
We can go down, try and get up. Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, he has right side of the bus. Alright, so we have 70 protesters that are already detained and the rest of us that are on the sidewalk. That's another protest organized by
few neighbors, I think. At 6:30 in front of Philip Crion's office. So the SQ have arrived. One of them wearing a gas mask. And there seems to be more police officers than citizens at the corner of Ontario and Papineau. So here come the SQ. Alright. So the SQ have arrived to lend support to the police already encircling about 70 people in the kettle.
Okay, right about there. If you want to switch with him, you come forward. Well, okay. Well, get this trouble in here real quick.
This is CUTV. We're live at the Mayday protest in Montreal. We're currently at the kettle on Ontario and Papineau. There seems to be about, I'd say maybe 70 people presently kettled. They've got their flags up, they're camping.
Fucking trucks in front of them.
Veux-tu traverser? Non? Je pense que non. So finally they've parked the top van right in front of the kettle. We can't seem to get a good shot. We were going to try to maybe get a better vantage point so we can show you what's going on. But I'm not sure if these police officers are going to let us cross the street. That is yet to be seen. Alors, nous sommes à la manifestation anticapitaliste pour Mayday, Journée Montréal. On est à la Souricière, au point d'Ontario et Papineau. Il semble avoir à peu près, je dirais, 70 personnes arrêtées présentement. On n'a pas pu marcher très longtemps. On a commencé à faire des faubourgs, on a pu marcher jusqu'à peut-être Ontario et Goulet. Et puis la police a mis fin à cette manifestation. Apparemment, on a eu nouvelle qu'il y a une autre souricière que Sainte-Catherine, un peu plus loin d'ici. On n'a pas encore confirmé, mais ça semble être le cas. On a rencontré l'année dernière, en 2013, pour Mayday. Le suivi était présent à la souricière. Où ils ont arrêté et amené au centre de la détention à l'Ontario pendant 8 heures. Ils ont arrêté 6 PC. Et un recours collectif a été créé pour les arrestations de cette journée-là. Et plusieurs ont été convoqués pour la cour en juin. Il va aussi confisquer leurs amendes. À la même expérience personnelle, l'année dernière, j'étais là dès le début, and I see we're able to pull out quite a bit in the report, so we were caught in the kettle. Kettle was the largest I've ever been a part of personally. I think there were about 445 arrests that day. We were detained on the spot for a couple hours until we were put on a bus and across to Legality. Everyone was high up, and once we reached the station, a photo was taken, and we were given 2 tickets for the amount of $637. Today's protest was also declared illegal under 2-6, with the reason that the itinerary was not given. They made that announcement twice, the first time when we were leaving, and the second time, I think, to encourage unskepticism from the people that were left, observers.
I'm not sure.
The native protests in Montreal have had a long history of police repression. The police are telling us to move back. The right police have been replaced by the more effectively colored police officers. So yeah, media in Montreal is a very history of repression from the get-go. In the 70s, the police would break up the protest, confiscate flags, actually elective vests declared that the citizens of Montreal should get together and bring order back to our streets. And back then, the students got together with the police to try and suppress the Monday protest. Once again, we're here at the kettle on Ontario and Papineau. The riot police have been replaced with members of the SQ. The police presence is quite heavy here. So we're here at the latest protest where I'd say 70 to 100 people are being detained. The protest was able to go on for a couple minutes until the police advanced and stopped that.
Across the street over to the west and across the street south and across the street east.
I think we should because on the back of the roof.
Well, we wouldn't do it when I was doing it. The way I was thinking of getting behind the gun.
We'll just follow you.
Yeah, it's pulling up in him quickly.
So, we're going to try to get a better vantage point. at the kettle on Ontario Catherine. The police have pushed the protesters onto the sidewalk, and the circulation is getting through thanks to police officers with little white gloves. That's it. I'm going to try to get a little bit closer to the kettle here. As you can see, 3 no-day protest has ended in the kettle. We've got members of the SQ, members of the SPVM, they've agreed with a gas mask here. Not sure why that's necessary, but he has one. Là, ben, oui. L'autre côté, s'il vous plaît, l'autre côté de barricade. Attends. Ça se passe dans le magasin comme c'est la famille, we might move over a bit. Black thing is down by museum. So as you can tell, we're having audio problems. I hope you can hear me. We're still in the corner of Papineau and Ontario. The kettle is now surrounded by SQ in addition to SPVM. We're also told that there's a second kettle on St. Catherine Street, as well as protest moving at Maisonneuve. We've heard the flash things that have been thrown. We'll bring you more information as we receive it. Donc on est toujours à la manifestation anticapitaliste au coin Papineau et Ontario. Il y a toujours la souricière en place que vous voyez là, sauf que présentement il est aussi entouré de SQ. Plutôt il avait seulement la SPVM. On s'est fait dire aussi qu'il y avait une deuxième souricière sur la rue Sainte-Catherine, à quelle hauteur on n'est pas sûr. Il y a également une manifestation qui se déroule présentement sur la rue Maisonneuve. On a entendu que des flashbangs ont été tirés envers les manifestants. Donc on va continuer à vous donner de l'information aussitôt qu'on les reçoit. Il y a des voitures qui klaxonnent en support des manifestants pris en souricière. Il y a des voitures qui klaxonnent pour supporter justement les manifestants qui sont pris en souricière. La police a installé une barricade au coin pour bloquer le trottoir, justement au coin d'Ontario-Papineau. Donc on est maintenant derrière cette barrière. The police, the SQ, have erected a barrier on the corner of Ontario and Papineau. So we're behind this barrier. We were told to move behind it.
Bum 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 bum. Ha ha ha. I don't know why the audio is fucking. I don't know. Because
for anyone who didn't hear us, sorry to sound off. If you heard it, it's because it worked. Good.
Not better? Okay. Keep your hand over when you're not. Now we should drop what do you guys want to do today? I want to get contacted. Well, we can try and use it. We'll have to do it. Not yet. All right. Got it? Hey, we're on internal. We're on internal, so it's 10 seconds. Okay? Okay, so there's kettles all over down here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we can do that. Right now, so for now, while we're moving between like that, do you guys want to move up to the other one then? Yeah? Alright? Yeah, you want to move up? Okay. So we're going to head this way. Are you going to the other side? Move this arm off. Just hold it with your hand. Move this arm off. Okay, relax. All right, move up. They're highly dangerous people, man. It's different and brave people between us and them. Look at them. They look like they could kill you. It's very nice. They're a wonderful bunch of humans, these guys. I know, thank God. I'm so thankful you guys are here. Really I am. Really I am. Thank God. Just stay in, so Buckeye pretty fast. Just hold on to it. Just don't worry about it. And the mouth.
So here at tunnel number 2, we are at Pier 6 and Escalation, where there seems to be just a smaller kettle. There's maybe, I definitely say less than 25 people being detained at the moment, with a couple of standardized, some blowing bubbles. He's quite festive, and I'm here with Pascal Pino, who, I guess you were here when the kettle was formed? No, we found it. We found it. We were looking for a protest or a kettle. Okay. And we found a mini kettle. Were you at the original rassemblement at Place du Faubourg? No. Huh? I'm a base person sometimes. Well, you know, the kettles on major historically stopped sometime from the beginning. I think a lot of people were expecting it to turn out this way today. But why are you here? Why are you present today for the May Day protest?
I think it's really important to recognize the work that the workers bring in our lives, different kind of workers. And I just think it's important to celebrate this Workers' Day. So I've been celebrating May Day for couple of years. I guess the last 2 years are kind of becoming more and more unpleasant due to the city legislation and t-shirts, yes, which take away our rights of being in the streets, being in the public space, protest. And I guess there's still a lot of worker issues to fight for. So I think it's really important not only to celebrate what the workers and labor movements brought in our lives, but also to keep fighting for workers' rights. Definitely. Were you there at the May Day last year? No, kind of the same situation. I kind of don't like being kettle, so my special tactic is to be late. Well, she's at work today. It's working. I was thinking about blowing bubbles in the kettle, but it's not working. Too bad. Yeah, fortunately, the police announced earlier that they were announcing the protest to be illegal under P6, which was the same as last year. And because they didn't give the itinerary. Now, how do you feel about that? How do you feel that a protest has to supply the itinerary to the police and the way that the P6 bylaw has been applied? Well, I think legislation around the idea of giving itineraries in advance for protests is just another way to control people, and I think it's a really odd way of understanding how protests can work. And I think a lot of people who were involved at some point during the student strike saw that there's a lot of, it's important to have a space for spontaneity in the protest, and protests could be disturbing. It could be to stop traffic,
create a situation in the public space where we can engage with different discourse and hear different voices that we often don't hear in the society we live in. So that kind of legislation create a situation so people don't.
Protests become a part of the system almost.
Yeah. It's like you can protest in your house between 9 and 5, and just make sure that it doesn't disturb anyone.
Yeah, and you said that you would go from the kitchen to the bedroom. Well, we don't allow that. We don't accept that itinerary. Yeah, it's quite unfortunate that today's protest has turned out like this. And actually, what you said earlier about sort of protests becoming a part of the system. This is something that was that the May Day actually a couple decades ago became a sort of they shied away from the sort of direct action protests that we see today, and it was more of it became.
Oh, I think people are right now doing a human pyramid.
Yes.
Libérez nos camarades! Libérez nos camarades! Libérez nos camarades! Libérez nos camarades! Libérez nos camarades!
So actually, the people that are in the kettle have formed a human pyramid, and
that's a way of celebrating May Day, right?
Yes, it is.
If we can protest, we're gonna make fun of this
repressive method. Actually, in the first kettle I was in, it was the first time I'd ever gotten arrested, and it was supposed to be, a bummer to get arrested. It was supposed to be kind of like a sad moment, but it really wasn't, because we managed to fight the repression by laughing in the face of it. We had instruments, we were dancing, we formed a human pyramid, and I think that sort of resistance by using
humor. I feel hot and cold about those.
Yeah?
Yeah. there's a lot of situation like right now when I see the kettle, I'm outside of it. I've been only kettle once, and I actually found it really less stressful to be inside the kettle than to be around it and to see all, because when you're inside, you don't see like all the repression, how big it is, like how many cups is there around, all their cars and the buses, and like tout le dispositif répressif. And I think it's really important to ouais,
On a un auditoire bilingue.
Code switching. Mais donc, je pense que c'est vraiment important pour les gens à l'intérieur de la souricière de rester en vie, hein, de s'amuser, de se rappeler qu'on est là pour célébrer, manifester, protester, etc., etc. Oui. Mais en même temps, je pense que il y a une banalité, en fait, qui s'installe autour de ces moments-là, où est-ce qu'on sait ce qui va se passer. Ouais. Les gens vont manifester, il va y avoir une souricière, la police va procéder de façon hyper bureaucratique, en fait. C'est que ça bureaucratise la répression, puis ce phénomène-là, en fait, banalise aussi la répression.
C'est dans un sens.
Mais je pense que c'est quand même, c'est juste... Les choses sont complexes.
C'est certain.
Je pense que c'est important que les gens s'amusent quand ils sont à l'intérieur, mais...
Il faut raviver leurs énergies et puis être capable de continuer et de ne pas trop prendre ces méthodes répressives et pouvoir continuer après avoir vécu quelque chose de même, parce que quand même, se faire arrêter, se faire détenir, c'est une expérience stressante. C'est quelque chose qui risque de faire en sorte que tu voudras peut-être pas y aller la prochaine fois.
Mais clairement, une des raisons pourquoi maintenant je tourne autour des manifs de ce genre et des souricières fait partie du fait que j'ai été arrêtée.
Ouais. J'ai vu un phénomène bizarre avec l'avènement de P6 où, durant le printemps arabe, il y avait plus une répression physique. Il y avait la matraque, pepper spray, on l'a tous entendu, mais une fois qu'ils ont porté P6, l'article 500.1, puis là qu'il y a une répression financière, je trouve que c'est un dissuasif encore plus effectif que la répression physique.
Ouais, non, mais je suis tout à fait d'accord. Je pense qu'il y a quelque chose dans la confrontation physique aussi qui crée des images très fortes. Je pense que c'est évident justement pour, par exemple, les gens qui vont regarder les médias de masse de voir que la répression n'est pas d'allure. Puis c'est plus facile pour les gens justement qui sont à l'intérieur de ces mouvements-là, dans ces moments-là, de pouvoir parler peut-être à des gens dans leur entourage qui n'ont pas nécessairement les mêmes idées politiques, ne comprennent pas l'action politique de la même façon, ça devient évident que ça n'a pas d'allure. T'sais. Tandis que justement, cette espèce de bureaucratisation de la répression-là individualise aussi, même si les gens se battent collectivement contre les étiquettes, ça reste que ça individualise le problème, puis ça redevient, surtout pour les gens qui ont déjà eu un P6, parce qu'ils ont annoncé que le deuxième, ça serait plus gros, puis etc. Ça fait en sorte que souvent les gens qui vivent dans la précarité, qui sont aussi les gens qui se battent contre le système dans lequel on est. Ça laisse moins de latitude, en fait, pour décider de est-ce que je vais manifester ou pas. Comme on ne sait pas encore non plus, est-ce que P6 va tomber ou pas, est-ce qu'il y a des contestations qui vont fonctionner, etc. Comme on ne le sait pas, ça crée de l'insécurité. Puis les gens qui sont déjà dans la précarité, c'est pas évident de se dire, ah, mais tu sais, est-ce que je suis prête, bon, j'ai déjà eu un ticket de 647, est-ce que je suis prête à en avoir un deuxième qui là pourrait être de 2000 $?
637 $, c'est pas mal un loyer pour la plupart d'entre nous. Mais c'est peut-être moins qu'un loyer, en fait, parce que on s'entend que les loyers à Montréal sont incroyablement élevés.
Mais la gentrification.
La gentrification existe à Montréal. Alors, nous sommes toujours ici à la souricière sur Sainte-Catherine et Plessis. Il semble avoir des personnes qui se font
bureaucratisées. Alors, on voit des gens sortir tranquillement de la souricière accompagnée. Puis là, ce qu'on va voir probablement, c'est la police qui va prendre des photos, ce qu'ils n'ont pas le droit de faire. Apparemment, il y a déjà de la jurisprudence.
Ah oui, ils vont prendre des photos.
Ah oui, ils n'ont pas le droit de prendre des photos.
Et finalement, on voit un policier à l'entrée de l'autobus avec une caméra vidéo qui filme les personnes qui sont en train de se faire arrêter. Et on s'entend que ils n'ont pas le droit de faire ça.
Non, il y a une jurisprudence, en fait, qui a indiqué que les gens, que la police n'avait pas le droit, en fait, de documenter la face du monde pour leur donner des contraventions. Tu sais, si tu as une contravention en voiture, ils ne prennent pas ta photo. Tu sais. En fait, ce que plusieurs personnes pensent, c'est qu'eux, ça leur permet de faire de la cartographie de nos mouvements sociaux. Surtout avec les nouvelles technologies de reconnaissance faciale et tout. Fait que là, d'avoir, ben là, on a telle personne qui s'appelle tel nom, qui a telle face, qui était dans telle manif.
Ils ont fait la même chose l'année dernière durant l'arrestation des manifestants au centre Langelier. Il y avait un policier qui nous attendait avec sa caméra pour nous prendre en photo. Certains d'entre nous ont mis un jacket sur le visage pour essayer de se cacher, mais
En tout cas, moi, la fois où j'étais dans la sourcière, c'était l'hiver, alors c'est encore plus facile de me cacher le visage grâce aux attirails hivernales. Et le policier ne s'est pas gêné pour tirer mon magnifique foulard de mon visage. Ça m'a beaucoup déplu. Mais c'est des situations où est-ce que justement t'es tellement dépossédé de ton pouvoir personnel, c'est-à-dire que j'aurais fait quoi? Je me mettais à crier.
non, exactement.
Pourquoi? Pour peut-être avoir plus de problèmes. J'ai dit non merci. Mais en fait, les gens ont le droit de porter plainte en déontologie pour ce genre de procédure qui n'est pas légale.
Alors c'est ça, ils commencent à... They're starting to process the people that were in the small kettle at Plessis Sainte-Catherine. I'm going to thank Pascal Brunet, and that way she can be liberated from this amazing chat we just had. Thank you so much, Pascal.
Bonne journée.
Oui, bonne journée. Alors, they're starting to process the detainees at the entrance of the bus. There is a police officer with a video camera filming the detainees as they are being processed, which they are not allowed to do. So the kettle on St. Catherine Plessis, there's still about, I'd say, less than 50 people. They're slowly being processed and will most likely be given P6 tickets, which have been so far $637, even though the police indicated that there would be a possibility of a higher fine for a second or third infraction.
There's one, I guess it's about 2 blocks.
As-tu vu Michel?
C'est mineur, man.
So the protesters are being given a blue band. It's still unclear whether they will be processed in the bus or taken to a station. Last year, protesters were caroled onto the bus and brought to le Centre d'Opération L'Angelier. We are being told that we are going to have to move back. Oh, can you hold this for a second? I'm getting a call from my phone.
What are they doing? What's he doing?
Fuck cigarette? Fuck cigarette?
What? Okay, stay here for a second. Stay. Okay, get ready to move. Watch. Oh, jeez, give me this fucking. Okay, just move with me, all right? All right. So stay here. Stay here for now until they push us. Point it right at them.
Okay, guys, please. Thank you. Move.
Faites attention à votre matériel, monsieur, ça vaut cher.
Spray, move.
Allez, on continue à bouger, on circule. Let's go.
Okay, right up here.
Merci de votre collaboration. Je vous invite à prendre le trottoir. Merci.
Travaille où?
On y va. On y va. Ok, on les fait bouger, les gars. On y va. Bravo. Canadien.
So the police are now pushing us back from filming their mass arrest here on the 1st of May. Happy Workers' Day to everybody, unless you work for the SPVM, in which case, not so much. Okay, keep moving, keep moving. Okay. Keep moving, keep moving. There, you can have to just walk back. Are they still coming or what?
I think they're still coming.
Alright, we'll stop here for a while, see what they do. Yeah, it's going to be right to the corner, I imagine. You're live with Concordia University Television. We're being pushed further back from the kettle by the SPVM. Obviously, they don't want this idiocy filmed.
We're being told that if we don't move fast enough, we're going to be arrested.
Okay, so you hold on to that.
Yeah, there we go.
Pay attention to what the fuck you're doing.
So we are being pushed back. We are on St. Catherine and Jeannance, I think. Hold on. No, we are on St. Catherine and Alexandre du Sèvres. I was really not close. And the police are pushing us back. And one of them told us that if we didn't move fast enough, we would be arrested. Another one hilariously quipped that he would rather be home watching the Habs game than doing his job. He was clearly the funniest police officer in the bunch. Oh, so now there seems to be a scuffle with police.
Okay, go.
The police are pushing us back. And they're... And proudly brandishing his baton, they have violently pushed us back. They are shaking their peacock feathers, very proud of themselves for attacking needlessly a group of protesters that were circulating and walking on the sidewalk. There seems to have been a scuffle between two women and a police officer. And
they said they were going to arrest people if they didn't walk fast.
Yeah, they announced that if we didn't walk fast enough, that they would arrest us.
I almost got in the kettle when I started the manif because it started behind Metro Papineau.
Yeah.
And there was like another one at Ontario Papineau, and then they got kettled.
Yeah.
And then they just walked on Maisonneuve, went down the street before Panay.
Yeah.
Went on St. Catherine, and then riot cops, and then they just got kettled there.
Oh, really?
So it was like...
It was right after the...
Yeah, they left Papineau, walked on Maisonneuve, got down on St. Catherine, and then they just got arrested instantly.
Wow. Okay, yeah, I mean, we were just at the kettle on... We were just at the kettle on Ontario and Papineau.
They also, there was a lot of kids around when they did the kettle, and they kind of charged at some kids that were around too.
Yeah, alright, we're going to try to advance to get a better look at the police, who seem to be rushing towards, a group of kids. So once again, we are on St. Catherine and Alexandre du Sèvres. There is a group of police officers following a small group of protesters walking up on Alexandre du Sèvres towards Ontario. It was maybe a group of 10 people and a group of 25 police officers. No, it was cops following a small group of people. A terrifying group of 10 kids. So I just heard earlier that this kettle was formed after the kettle was formed on Ontario and Papineau, some people attempted to walk down here towards St. Catherine, and once they arrived, the police immediately advanced and kettled them, pushed them on the sidewalk. That was the end of that. So once again, we're trying to get closer to the kettle on Ontario and Plessis. The police successfully dispersed the small crowd of onlookers. Hello? Hey, where are you? Hi. Okay.
Paul. You're live with Concordia University Television. We have returned to the corner of Plessis and St. Catherine after being pushed away by the police for some reason. So we are now back. They're off chasing a small group of about 4 to 6 young people around. More of your tax dollars at work.
Il reste une preuve. What?
You can find a way to get around it?
Okay.
Yeah. So that was Michelle on the phone, telling me that if we can get a better shot of people getting detained if we get behind the kettle, so that's what we're going to attempt to do. So once again, we were just a few moments ago right next to the kettle on St. Catherine and Plessis. There was, a dozen onlookers, and the police at first pleasantly told us to circuler, and then eventually they told us that if we didn't circulate fast enough we would get arrested, until finally they rushed at us with their batons brandished and their feathers ruffled. So we're here live with CUTV, trying to get a better look at the kettle. And then we are most likely going to move on to the third kettle that is located on Maisonneuve and Saint-Denis. There we are. Yes, yeah, they are. So, yeah, I know. So this kettle was formed closely after the protest started. The kettle on Ontario and Papineau was formed. Protesters decided to walk down towards St. Catherine and try to continue the march, but sadly it was immediately kettled once they arrived.
I'll try to talk in English.
Je peux parler français aussi?
Tu veux parler français?
Oui. Alors, vous venez juste d'être arrêté. Alors, pouvez-vous me dire qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Comment cette kettle a été fournie?
Alors, en gros, on est arrivé par la rue Plessis. Puis au moment où on a tourné le coin, on a vu que sur le trottoir nous attendaient des policiers anti-émeutes qui sont arrivés en courant en tapant sur leur bouclier.
Pardon, ça vous dérange si vous êtes filmé?
Non, ça me dérange pas. Donc ils sont arrivés, ils ont frappé sur les boucliers. Alors on s'est tout de suite retourné, on a essayé de courir par en arrière, mais les autres ils étaient déjà là, puis ça s'est fait en moins de 10 secondes qu'on s'est fait encercler sur le trottoir.
Et puis vous avez reçu un ticket sous P6, j'imagine?
Oui, P6 article 2.1.
C'est ça, comme la police a annoncé que...
La non-divulgation de l'itinéraire de la manifestation ou son déroulement ne se fait pas conformément à l'itinéraire communiqué.
Okay.
C'est ça.
Et vous étiez détenu pendant combien de temps environ?
Je dirais qu'on a été là une petite heure, quelque chose comme ça. C'était le fun.
C'était le fun!
On a fait une pyramide humaine, c'était le
Ah
fun.
oui, on a vu
on
ça.
a chanté.
Ouais. C'est occupé comme on pouvait.
Ouais, on a fait du chocolat, c'était le fun.
Mais c'est toujours bien quand vous êtes dans une situation un peu réprimante comme celle-là.
On est fiers, puis on est tous là pour la même cause, alors c'est un peu comme une grande famille. Il y a une chaleur puis une connexion entre toutes les personnes, puis on peut se soutenir et tout.
Ouais, c'est vraiment beau. J'ai vu ça, la belle pyramide, et puis les chants, et puis
c'est ça, on
toujours
faisait de la
beau quand...
poésie et tout.
Ah ben c'est beau, quand on peut garder l'esprit dans une situation comme ça.
Il y en a qui craquent, puis on
C'est certain. Ouais. Est-ce que vous avez été là dans l'année dernière?
Ok, oui, c'est mon deuxième pour le 1er mai.
Ah d'accord.
C'est la première manifestation.
Ah, c'est la première manifestation aujourd'hui?
Oui.
C'est très exactement, ça fait plus d'une centaine.
Ok, alors la police arrive et vont nous disperser.
Non, non, on va par là.
Alors ils nous disent de circuler vers le sud.
Non, c'est pas pour discuter. Je veux juste savoir pourquoi vous voulez qu'on s'accuse. On n'est pas là.
Mais il y a l'autre manette là qui est sur il y a un contingent sans anarchiste dans la manette syndicale.
Ah ouais? Mais il y a aussi la troisième souricière sur Maisonneuve et Saint-Denis, je crois.
Non, mais il y en a toujours ça, genre, ah, William, Monsieur Ray, vous avez déjà été arrêté. C'est quoi le rapport? C'est eux qui font des menaces, là. Alright. So were we not live, or were we always live?
Oh,
We were live,
his
there
battery
was a low
just
battery.
ran out just as we were watching. You're live now. And the sound is big.
Alright, so after checking out the second kettle, that was on Plessis and Sainte-Catherine, we were pushed back from the park de l'Espoir. That's ironic. Okay. Sorry. Donc c'est ça, on était où il y avait la deuxième souricière. Il y a encore des gens à l'intérieur qui sont libérés sur place. Donc on filmait à partir du parc de l'Espoir au coin de Plessis et Sainte-Catherine et on s'est fait repousser justement en dehors du parc de l'Espoir. Donc on va peut-être procéder à l'autre souricière qu'on a encore à rendre visite. So we're probably going to go check out the third kettle that's set up around Maisonneuve. Bon, ben, comme je disais, on va aller voir le troisième souricière, donc on vous revient dans quelques instants. We're going to go check out the third kettle. So to do that, we're going to log off for a short while, but we'll be back real soon. Thanks for watching CUTV Live, and hope you'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you. right, you're back live with CUTV News from the anti-capitalist protest on May Day. We're now approaching the third kettle today. So the first one was on corner of
it was St. Catherine and...
it was okay, Papineau in Ontario was the corner of the first kettle. The second one was on Plessis and St. Catherine. I'm now being told that there's an ambulance headed towards the location of the third kettle that you're looking at right now as we're approaching it. It seems that someone is injured. Donc, bienvenue à CUTV en direct. On est encore à la manifestation anticapitaliste du 1er mai. On approche le site du 3e souricière. Je me fais dire qu'il y a une ambulance sur place et qu'il y a un blessé parmi les arrêtés. Donc, ici, ce que vous voyez, c'est le site de la 3e souricière de la journée. Le premier est au coin Ontario et Papineau. La deuxième au coin Plessis et Sainte-Catherine. Ceux-là, vous avez vu tantôt si vous nous écoutez plus tôt. Sinon, on approche présentement la 3e souricière où il y a un blessé parmi les arrêtés. On est au coin de Sainte-Catherine et Xavier et Saint-Antoine. Hey Esther, do you have your camera? Can you get a picture of the guy with the bandage on his head? He's sitting on the ground there. Thank you. Donc, je viens de voir la personne qui est blessée. Justement, il y a un bandage à la tête. I just saw the person who is hurt, injured at the kettle scene. He effectively has a bandage on his head. La SQ est toujours sur place. The SQ is still on site here. There's a bus as well being used to deal with tickets for the people who are being arrested. Donc, il y a un autobus sur place, comme vous pouvez voir, qui est là justement pour donner l'étiquette, les contraventions aux gens qui sont arrêtés. La police semble repousser les gens ici au coin. Et sinon, à notre gauche, on a la 3e souricière dont je vous parlais. Donc, la première souricière est à peu près une centaine de personnes, mais les deux autres que vous avez vues, justement, celle-là et celle-là d'avant, sur le coin Plessis et Sainte-Catherine, c'était seulement des groupes d'une trentaine de personnes chaque. Donc, le nombre de policiers est très élevé pour le nombre de personnes arrêtées, là. Bon, nouvelle information, il y a 2 blessés, donc 2 blessés à la souricière du coin Saint-Urbain et Saint-Laurent.
Okay. What do you need? Go. You got to find out where is the heavy bus. Why? Because it's the rule. It's not the what rule? So law of Canada, criminal code?
No,
Give me
okay.
a break. All right, let's move.
Il y a des gens.
Hey, by the way, don't. Okay, move, go.
Well.
Okay, go, move. Go past these guys.
Donc, on se fait encore repousser.
Hey, watch your turn. Okay, come on.
What do you...
Okay, watch you bite.
I...
Yeah, left.
Oh, okay. What's the street corner? The big. So to sum up, the protest started at 6 o'clock from Parc des Faubourgs, was quickly declared illegal because of the Reglement P6, subsection 2.1 of Municipal Bylaw, which states that in lack of an itinerary, a protest is now illegal in Montreal. The protest took to the streets anyhow and was quickly contained on corners Papineau and Ontario, about 2 blocks away from the park. So a very short march, no criminal activity, but because of the itinerary or lack thereof, they were quickly kettled. The SQ was also there and also helped contain the situation. Following that, there were 2 other groups of protesters around different areas that were also marching and or had scattered from the original march and were also kettled. So there were 3 kettles in total. If we don't count the one that I'm told occurred in Place des Arts Metro, which was a group of roughly 10 people. So the first kettle was on corners of Ontario and Papineau. The second kettle was on Plessis and Sainte-Catherine, and you're now looking at the third kettle on Saint-Urbain near the Palais Congrès. So the first kettle had approximately 60 people to 100 people in it. The 2 others had about 30, so it's safe to say there are less arrests than last year. However, there are 2 injured people right now in this kettle. So one has a bandage on his head and the other is being tended to in ambulance as we speak. Donc, la manifestation a commencé à 6 heures à partir de Parc Faubourg. Il a vite été déclaré légal en vertu de la code municipal P6. Il n'y avait pas d'itinéraire fourni aux policiers, donc ça a été annoncé légal quelques moments avant que la manifestation prenne les rues. Donc, ils ont
You're live.
Donc, la manifestation a commencé à Parc Faubourg et a commencé à marcher quelques instants après qu'il a été annoncé illégal en vertu de la code municipale P6. Donc, l'itinéraire n'a pas été fourni. Les gens ont pris la rue malgré ça. Et une centaine de personnes se sont fait mis en souricière au coin Papineau et Ontario.
Okay, move against the window. Stay.
Donc, comme je vous disais, il y avait une souricière d'à peu près une centaine de personnes après 2 minutes de marche sur le coin Papineau et Ontario. Après ça, on a su qu'il y avait une deuxième souricière au coin Plessis et Sainte-Catherine d'à peu près une trentaine de personnes. Et finalement, on est au site de la troisième souricière qui a lieu au coin Saint-Urbain et pas loin du Palais Congrès, donc Place d'Armes et Saint-Antoine. Pour la quantité de gens arrêtés, il y a vraiment une forte présence policière. En total, sur les 3 souricières, Donc, on compte une centaine et un autre 2 souricières d'à peu près une trentaine de personnes. Donc, pas plus que 200 personnes. Séparées en 3 encore. Et donc, ça, c'est seulement une des sites que vous voyez en ce moment. Et si on regarde seulement celle-là, justement, pour une trentaine de personnes, il y a des centaines de policiers. Donc, depuis tantôt, l'équipe de CUTV se fait repousser. Il y a peut-être quelques personnes qui se rappellent que l'année passée, notre équipe en direct a été arrêtée avec les 447 autres l'année passée, le 1er mai. Donc, cette année, comme vous voyez, on a bien évité la souricière, ou les souricières d'ailleurs, et on a quand même subi des menaces de la part du SPVM, mais tout le monde va bien. Comme je vous disais, il y a à peu près 200 personnes arrêtées sur les 3 souricières et de ce qu'on a compris, 2 blessés.
Le gars, il avait des images. Il est tombé à terre.
So there's a guy in a stretcher and another guy on his left with a bandage around his head.
You have a view of the guy on the stretcher too? Okay. Hey, where are you going, you fucking
They're gonna take all the people, see if we see them. A little bit, yeah. Tax dollars and more. So they're loading someone that they injured onto an ambulance. This person was injured by the Montreal police in forming the kettle, apparently. We don't have film of it right now, but I imagine we will later. You're live with Concordia University Television here in Montreal. Very heavy police presence for the number of marchers. Both the SQ and the SPVM were on the streets today, and as usual, preventing the press from doing their job. Why are you guys going this way? Oh, no. Oh, I see. Sorry about that. Like, where did these guys think they were going? Okay, and you're still live with CUTV. We're here at the Remnants. They seem like they have about 15 to 20 people in a kettle with about 100 policemen. So your usual massive show of force for nothing, really. So if you're just joining us, we're here in Montreal celebrating Workers' Day with the Service Policier Ville de Montréal. And to help us celebrate, they've dressed up in bright, funny costumes. They brought a lot of flashing lights for the party. Looks sort of like a rave, only different. And we've been live all afternoon. This is the third mass arrest we've covered today. Now, by mass arrest, I mean in these mass arrests there were about 20, 30, maybe 40 people per arrest. There seem to be about 20 people still being processed. The SPVM seems to be doing the processing much faster than they habitually do. One wonders if this isn't because tonight in the city of Montreal there will be a hockey game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Boston Bruins. Oh, I've just been informed the game may be in Boston, so. I'm an Edmonton Oilers fan, you'll have to forgive me. Once again, we have a very heavy police presence with both the SPVM and the SQ on the street. Alright, so you're looking at the City of Montreal's program to protect the somewhat intellectually deficient. What we do is we give them a bunch of padded clothing and some helmets. This is to prevent them from hurting themselves. Okay, get ready to move. Don't move yet, just get ready. I'm not sure if they're just going to replace. You got it. Okay, open it. Close it. I think we're alright. Alright, we have a build-up of police to our front, so it's quite likely we're about to be pushed back. Alright, so we are indeed being pushed back once again by the SPVM. In case anyone was wondering, yes, Canada does have freedom of the press. Okay, stop. Okay, come. Just hold here a little. See your image.
Bon. Belle ambiance, hein? Je pense qu'ils nous aiment, c'est pour ça qu'ils...
And so we got the laughingly enough, we have the media relations officer ordering these guys to push us back. Perhaps they mistranslated media relations. Once again, you're here enjoying May 1st, Workers' Day, with the Service Police Montreal. They've been nice enough to provide us with flashing lights and people in funny costumes. Here comes a press guy.
Vous vous rendez compte que vous faites de la répression politique et que vous faites de la petite blague. Genre, qu'est-ce qui se passe sous votre casque?
They might feel threatened. They're a nervous bunch of guys. Okay, so they moved us back about another 20 feet from the Saucier and appear to be content to let us stay here. The police operation, for the most part, seems to be wrapping up. Okay, so get this idiot here. Okay, if you see the guy, the bald fella that you're looking at here, this is the media relations guy for the SPVM. Apparently this is his idea of media relations. Okay, he's taking the mainstream media, it looks like, up to go see the kettle. Alright, let's go. You guys can stay here.
Fasciste! Facho! Oh, le facho, il est là!
Did you want me to go?
Facho!
Oh shit, I should give you that. Oh well, too late. Alright, so we're gonna see if they'll let us into the thingy here. Oh, I'll let them have their... Can I get this? Oh, sorry, can I just get by? Sorry, buddy.
Mon boss, c'est moi-même. On est un OSBL.
Vous êtes son boss qui appelle au 977, on va te laisser aller.
Mon nom est pas long, je
Okay, so that was the SPVM's version of media relations. I'm guessing there was a mistranslation in his textbook. So the mainstream media has been let through. Apparently the SPVM have been empowered by the Government of Canada to decide who is or not media.
One more feet.
Sir, this is an arm's length. You just walked towards me. You just went into that arm's length. Sir, I'm allowed to film. You just moved me. You just pushed me further away from what's happening while allowing corporate media to go in there and leaving independent media out of what's happening. You just pushed me forward from that safe distance that you judged.
You want to make your show?
I'm not making a show, sir. I'm following my rights. I'm following my rights. Thank you.
Okay, so apparently the SPVM's given a point to press there.
So I'm being told there's a photo actually of a bus shelter covered in blood from where a protester's head was smashed against it by a riot cop running into him. Donc, je viens de me faire dire qu'il y a une photo qui va sortir prochainement, s'il n'est pas déjà sur Internet, d'un abribus couvert de sang, où il y a un policier qui a poussé un manifestant contre l'abribus. Mais attends. Okay. So, he said sidewalk this way. Well, he says sidewalk. But the other people are there.
Oh, just go to the sidewalk, whatever.
Donc, comme je disais, il y a une photo qui est sortie où il y a un abribus couvert de sang parce qu'il y a un manifestant qui a été poussé et son crâne justement sur l'abribus par un policier anti-émeute. Donc, apparemment, ils ont bloqué justement l'abribus, mais il y a une photo qui a déjà été prise. Donc, il y a d'autres anti-émeutes qui débarquent. Le premier groupe qui faisait le périmètre en dehors de la 3e souricière vient de nous repousser. Et comme vous voyez à notre gauche, il y a également un autre groupe d'antisémites qui viennent débarquer.
Okay, do we want to wrap this thing up at some point, or?
I feel like we should maybe keep going a little bit longer.
Why do you say that, Will?
I just asked. See what the temperature is. We got batteries, so if you guys want to keep going, we'll keep going. I don't think they like us much better than her.
Donc, comme vous voyez, l'anti-émeute repousse les gens. On est toujours au coin Saint-Antoine et Place d'Armes. On se fait demander de circuler. Donc, il y a un des policiers qui écrit... donc, il y a un policier qui vient de crier que si les gens restent là, ils vont se faire arrêter. You guys might want to walk this way and go around. Protest and a lot of
Okay, you come this way. Get up on the fucking thing.
Go around.
Okay, got it? Okay, got it? Okay, come on down. Go, come down. All right, let's go. Move back, move back, move back. Move back.
So we've crossed the street, and yet the protesters are still being pushed back. The police have crossed the street and are still pushing people back. We've been running into a lot of tourists who just seem really confused about what's happening, as any normal human being would be. Donc, on a traversé la rue, mais la police a traversé eux aussi, et donc continue à pousser les manifestants de plus en plus loin. Donc on approche le coin Clark. Donc on est présentement au coin de Saint-Antoine-Ouest et rue Clark et Saint-Antoine-Ouest.
Oh, keep going. Keep going.
Oh, there's Nicholas and Corey. We're not pulling.
Okay, if you can get up there, get up there. Go. Go.
Here, step down here, you won't be off balance. Donc, on est au coin de Saint-Antoine et Saint-Laurent. Il y a eu des bousculades entre les policiers et les manifestants pendant qu'ils repoussaient les gens deux coins de rue, de loin de la 3e souricière. Okay, go.
Okay, get off. Go. Okay, we're good. Move.
Donc, comme vous voyez, il y a des gens qui se font repousser. Je ne sais pas si c'est assez clair que vous pouvez voir. Il fait assez sombre où ce qu'on est rendu, mais il y a beaucoup de gens qui se font pousser, qui se font matraquer. Et ça inclut les médias indépendants. Donc, on est maintenant rendu 3 coins de rue de loin de la souricière où ce que la police a voulu nous éloigner. On semble toujours pas être assez loin. Ils donnent des signes à ces policiers. On va voir dans une couple d'instants ce que ça veut dire. And then they lined up.
It's a signal, it's a field signal.
Well, I know. I just don't know what it means. I thought maybe you would.
Probably two ranks. Okay.
So the police are saying that if the protesters go back in the direction of the kettle, they will proceed to arrest them. La police vient de dire que si les manifestants se rapprochent de la souricière dont on vient de se faire repousser, ils vont procéder à des arrestations. Mais il faut dire que quand ils ont commencé à pousser les gens, justement, 3 coins de rue plus loin, on ne s'est pas fait dire pourquoi ou quelle était leur intention. Donc l'anti-émeute a viré de bord et semble retourner dans la direction de la souricière.
They're waiting for the light.
Donc, comme j'ai dit plus tôt, il y a encore les 3 souricières qui doivent être presque terminées, dans le sens que les arrêtés ont sûrement reçu leur constat d'infraction. So the 3 kettles are probably almost rounding up in the sense that people were receiving their tickets quite quickly. They weren't being transported to a faraway police station to do so. And so I'm assuming that most of the people who were in these kettles have gotten out by now, with, of course, the $647 P6 ticket.
Un policier, c'est combustible!
Okay, so finally... Yeah, I'll take it. So I just got word that the kettle that was formed on... right in front of a Palais des Congrès was actually broke off from the union protest and decided to continue. They reached Palais des Congrès when the small group of people saw police officers behind them, so they decided to run for it and try to get away. Some tried to get into the garage that's right in front of Palais des Congrès. Some were successful, some weren't, and they were then kettled, and it was kind of a small kettle, maybe like 15, 20 people. 2 people were injured when running away from the police officers. Still unconfirmed how exactly. There was one of the people that were hurt that had bandages wrapped all around his head. The other one was on a civière. There was a 3rd person who was in shock at the beginning of the kettle when the people were getting detained. And so this was right in front of Palais des Congrès, where we reached after the kettle was already formed. The police then pushed us back, and now we are at the corner of... Oh, geez, I have no idea what corner we're at. Well, we're just a couple streets down from Palais des Congrès. The police pushed the protesters back several streets back. They were... we're on maybe Saint-Urbain and something else. Still yet to confirm. But yeah, the police officers pushed us back quite violently, told us that if we even tried to get close to the kettle, that they would arrest us. They were... Yeah, we're at the corner of Saint-Antoine and Saint-Laurent. So yeah, they were quite violent with their dispersement, as usual. Dispersion. No, it's good. Like, please correct my French. I need it. So, still unclear how many people are left inside of the kettle, but the police have effectively dispersed us. It was quite violent, just like earlier. Even though there were, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 cops, and we were 10 protesters. So as usual, a disproportionate amount of physical violence from the SPVM. But I don't think anybody is surprised by that. So we're here. We are looking at, just by their shiny white helmets, I'd estimate probably 35 police officers standing at the corner of the Souricière, protecting 10 or so protesters left. It's unclear whether people were already being released. I think they were, but I can't confirm that. Just a short resume of our day today. We started at Parc des Faubourgs. When we arrived at the park, there was a very, very strong police presence. Actually, I'm going to interrupt my resume because there's some more riot police that are advancing, and we're going to need to move back. Here they come. Their shoulders up, looking really proud of what they're doing. Oh, one of them just tripped. It was hilarious. I really wish you guys could have seen that. That was fucking amazing.
Oh, they're just going to their truck.
I really wish he would have fell. That would have been hilarious and would have been a great end to our live stream. Because there's nothing better than cops tripping and falling down. And that is my personal opinion and not that of CUTV. Alright, so the cops have advanced and they're running towards protesters. They're charging at people. And now they're charging at a protester and they're proceeding to an arrest. They seem to have, like, pinned somebody on the ground. Maybe 10 police officers rush towards. And they're blocking our path. Anybody who advances is charged. Vas-y. So they seem to have grabbed somebody pretty viciously. Probably around 15 or 20 of them just rushed this one person. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Oh shit. So they just arrested Babette. They charged at her and grabbed her out of the crowd. Yeah, they got Jen. Fuck. So they arrested Babette. They charged at her. They grabbed her. I guess they thought they needed fucking 30 officers to grab one tiny Babette, but I can understand their fear. She's a fucking badass.
These guys are like in swinging.
It's Jen.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Fuck. That's fucking vicious.
Okay, so let's move this back. Let's wrap this up and get the fuck out of here.
Alright, so they just arrested Babette. Somebody who was... I don't know, there was like 15 of them. Alright, so a quick resume of our day because we're going to wrap up May Day. So we arrived at Parc des Faubourgs. They stopped the protest after a couple minutes. kettled those people, about maybe 100, 150 people. There was another kettle at the corner of St. Catherine and Plessis, who were actually, most of them were people that were at the original protest and wanted to keep it going. Those people got kettled. And now we're here in front of Palais des Congrès, where after the IWW protest, some people decided to continue, saw cops behind them, tried to run. They also got kettled. 2 people were injured. 1 person is in a state of shock. And now we just witnessed a well-known militant, Jen Bobette, get arrested by the SPVM. About maybe 15 police officers rushed her in the parking lot and arrested Bobette. It was vicious. It was fucking disgusting. And that's how our day ends today on CUTV. Thank you for watching, and happy May Day.
So have we wrapped or? Okay, cool. Turn off the camera.